Hi, my name is Rihanna and I'm doing a book review vlog read along of Happy Place. I'm so excited to finally get my hands on a copy of this book. I already know that it's going to be an adventure just based on the cover, just based on what it says it's going to be about. It's star-crossed lovers, no, I'm just kidding, but it's a couple who broke up who is forced to be together. Proximity, we already know, causes a lot of feelings to either resurface or to ignite. So I'm very pumped to see what happens in the book. And for those of you who haven't heard of it, it's about Harry and Wynn, and they broke up 5 months ago. And so they actually are staying in a cottage in Maine in one bedroom together. And despite their, what's been going on for the past decade of them getting together, it's gonna be a little different because they're lying about being together still. So their friends are all gonna be like, is something up? And they kind of have to lie through their teeth. So it'll be very interesting to see how they kind of work through that, and if they ever admit to being honest, or if they're just gonna kind of try to hide their feelings for more than half the book, which I have a feeling is gonna happen because it's a pretty good sized book. So I'm pumped, and I'm gonna be going to the beach for a couple days, so I'm excited to read on the beach for a little bit and just really feel the coastal vibes. So if you're excited to see how I react to the book, or if you would like to see, stay tuned. Okay, update. I'm now at chapter 5 and it's already really cute. There's this one part on page 8 where she says, Sabrina cackles at the sounds. And it's so odd with her composed exterior that the first whole week we lived together, I jumped every time I heard it. Now all her rough edges are my favorite parts of her. And Sabrina and Harriet and Cleo are the cutest little pair, or not pair, trio already, so I love it. And then of course we love, it takes us back to showing how Wynn and Harry met, and she's talking about how when men get to know her, they kind of don't stick around. And Wynn says, or not Wynn, yeah, Wynn says, so you're slow release hot? And she's like, yeah, I am. And he's like, you're not what I expected. And so then we move on and he's like, yeah, you're not slow release hot. And so she says, I feel the moment his gaze lifts off me and returns to the windshield, but he's left a mark from now on, dark cliffs, wind racing through my hair, cinnamon paired with clove and pine. All of it will only mean when Connor to me. The door has opened and I know I will never get it shut again. He has ruined me. So cute, so cute. I figured maybe somehow I would be lucky and be prone to lack of book syndrome and somehow just find Fourth Wing here, but it's not in Target, the place where I feel like everyone would least suspect, So I'm gonna have to check some other places. Yay. Here's me talking about the matcha I made that wasn't good and getting one from Starbucks that still wasn't good. Expired. Okay, so those previous clips were from me at the beach. I was trying to read in the car on the way there, didn't work. Tried to read when I got there, also didn't work. We swam for 2 hours instead after I got a page in. So I read on the way back home. I got to chapter 11 and it is so good so far still. There's just one scene on page 105 that I very much loved. And this is after there's still, the friends are all living together and they're staying in an apartment before they all get into med school and stuff like that. And so it says, he's become my best friend the way the others did, bit by bit. Sand passing through an hourglass so slowly it's impossible to pin down the moment it happens. When suddenly more of my heart belongs to him than doesn't, and I know I'll never get a single grain back. He's a golden boy. I'm a girl whose life has been drawn in shades of gray. I try not to love him. I really try. That part was so cute. I was like, she's trying not to love him, but she can't. And so you kind of really start to see the sparks starting to ignite for them. than they have been after they've been building their friendship and stuff. But I just want to see, I think it's so funny just to see that and then be like, okay, there's a lot more to the story because we get from this point to where they are in the present. And I'm like, how did we get there? So that's why I love like dual narratives where they're showing what happened in the past and what they happen in the future, or what's happening right now at the present time. And I like it when it's not confusing, because sometimes it's confusing. You're just like, really? All right, so then we go to page 122, and I also really like this one. And still Harriet, obviously. And she says, and what can I say that I'm not happy? I've tried dating someone else and was emotional equivalent of binging on saltines when all I wanted was a real meal. So he asked her, is she happy? And she's thinking in her head, no fool, I'm not happy. And she says, I spend more time trying not to think about him than actually thinking about anything. All that heady nostalgia and sweltering lust has become combustible, erupting into anger. Yes, when I say I am happy. And obviously she's not. So I'm like, I cannot wait to see what is going on in that head of hers. So it's getting really good so far. I'm gonna read some more and then update you guys. Hey, okay, so excuse the stark white background. I'm in the process of moving, and also excuse she looking a little rough look, because that's very true. So I am coming back to give an update about the Happy Place. I will admit that it has been a good week and I have not updated or anything. Kind of fell off the bandwagon, kind of like at the midway point I was like, this is good, but I'm missing something. But then we hit like the last 100 pages and it gets good, y'all. So my full thoughts are, I really love the way the romance was done in this book. I know a lot of people were saying that about this book too, about how it's a very adult romance. So in that case, you're dealing with adult problems, you know? And so it's very unique and mature. And I think that that's what makes it special, because all the other books that I've been reading lately have been like, oh, miscommunication, that's why. And like this was miscommunication too, but it was so realistic to where I was like, I could totally see that happening. And I have seen that happen to people around me, you know? And I like that even though it is more mature and it is more realistic, they still have a moment at the end where it's like, okay, that was cute, you know? So I think that I didn't have any specific like quotes or anything that like called me towards the end. I mean, there were a bunch of good moments where I was like, wow, that's so sweet. But I think mostly it was also just like the friendship that Harry had with Cleo and Sabrina, and how there was even a disconnect there with them, because naturally when you grow up, you're gonna grow apart. But yet they're making it to where they had that moment, they talked about it, and they get to choose one another, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just, oh, we're going our separate ways because we're different. It's, we're choosing to be friends with one another because we know that we're friends for life, kind of thing, you know? And we're gonna make that effort even if we don't see each other every day. So I really like how they do that. And I don't know, yeah, it was just a really cute book and I really enjoyed it. It's a nice quick read, although if you forget about it like I do in the process of moving and stuff, then you're gonna be like, oh wait, it's that neon pink book on my mantle that I need to read right now. So yeah, it was really good. I loved it. And I love, okay, might be unpopular, but obviously Harry wants to be a surgeon. She's studying to be a surgeon. She's in her residency. And I see so many people, like I just graduated college, so many people at college who are like doing that path either because, and any other path, honestly, because either their parents want them to or because of money's good, which I understand. I understand that those are all very valid factors. But just seeing that in this book, this is like the first book I've read in a while where it's like, oh, I hate my profession. And it's a profession that's so sought after. It's a profession that people don't really talk bad about because it's so important to like making our society run, which I get that, but also it's not natural for every single person to go into medicine and actually love it, you know? And like a lot of them don't talk about it because you're so far into it. You have all the student loans, you have the residency, you have after the years that you've studied and worked hard for. And just being able to see that she went through that, but then also at the end was like, not me spoiling the book, but basically at the end, having a realization, is this really what she wants to do, was really cool. So, I don't know, it was just nice to see that, dang, like, this is something that is such an important profession, yet she's realizing that she needs to put herself first, despite what other people are thinking that she should do because of how far along she's gotten or how successful she is, especially her parents. So, yeah, I just really loved how they handled a lot of the situations in this book. Emily Henry is a great writer. Book lover will forever be in my heart. Book lovers. And so I really like this one because it's kind of matching that energy. So yeah, that's my review.